Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video, and if you want to lesson with me, check the link in the description. So, again, we're saying goodbye to another one of my instruments. Pour one out, glug 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 glug, to the King 3B Silversonic. Brief history behind this instrument. I went through a couple different small horns. I had a 6H, and then I had another 6H. I had them both at the same time, then I sold one, and then I realized the one that I had left was really bad, so, at least for me. And I sold it and got a Bach 16M, and it turned out that that was kind of a dog as well. So I sold that, and I got a King 3B, and that was actually just really good. I kind of regret selling that one, honestly. This is the tuning slide from it. But one day when I was at my tech's shop, I saw this bell section sitting on a bench with nothing here. There was no gooseneck. And I was like, hey, what's that all about? It turns out it had two valves on it. Two rotor valves. Not like a bass trombone where it's like F and G flat, but like a half step and a whole step. So like the first two valves on a euphonium or baritone or whatever, they're all the same, right? So it had two valves on it, and he was taking those off because it was really, really badly done work, and just replacing them with goosenecks, and he was going to sell them. And I was like, well, I want that because I really want a Silversonic. And guess what? I ended up with it. I swapped out the tuning slide for my 80s tuning slide, and I actually swapped out the slide for my 80s slide as well. So I had 80s, 70s, brand new, 80s, 70s, like a whole total hodgepodge of parts. And more recently, I got this new to me 70s 3B slide that actually plays even a little bit better. So another mismatched part to go with my Jank Sonic, as it's colloquially known. And I've really enjoyed this horn. I've had a year plus. Actually, don't know how long I've had it, but I've put a ton of notes into this instrument. I've probably made more money with this trombone than any of my other trombones combined. Probably. So in that regard, definitely a worthy investment. And it's made some really great sounds, and it plays really well, and I really enjoy this. But the niche that it fills is a niche that I think I've filled with like a couple other instruments. So first of all, I used this on third trombone at Disneyland, and I really enjoyed it for that purpose. But I got another instrument that I think is going to be even better, right? I got my King 3B/F with the F attachment, and this horn plays really well. The weight is actually about the same, but it's distributed a little bit better. It's a little more back heavy. I don't know. I think it's going to be really good, and it's got this freaking F attachment, which saves me a lot of arm wear. There's a lot of like B's and E's and F's and C's and F, just stuff that's way out on the slide in the third trombone book at Disneyland. And as much as I like utilizing the outer positions, and I've gotten way better at it, this is going to be better for my long-term health to just push down a button. So that niche has been taken care of. I also want an instrument that's a little bit better to play in big bands. And yes, this is a small bore tenor trombone. You can play it in a big band, but there's better choices to fill out that role. Recently, I've been borrowing this silver-plated Corporation Bach 12 from my friend. It's got a mouthpiece shank in it only right now, and this horn plays so freaking well. Like, just an amazing high range. It's a little bit smaller than 508s, a 500, so it's just a little bit easier to play. And it's got a little bit warmer, a little bit less forward of a sound. And I'm just like, wow, all I want is a small bore Bach that's anything like that. And that'll be perfect for big band stuff. And I found one, so I kind of have that sitting on the table for me, waiting for when I sell this. Because as much as I like this, it doesn't do that big band thing quite as well as some other instruments do. So the niche that I had for it has been filled by other instruments, and as much as I would like to be just a straight up collector and just have millions of trombones, you know, it's easy to see this as a lie, especially to myself, but I try to have a niche for every instrument, right? I've got an instrument for this and this and this and this. The biggest lie is probably this Bach 36K, which, what am I going to use that for? I have a feeling it's going to fill some things where I'd like to use a large tenor. I can use that instead. It'll be a little bit easier, and it can do some doubling things as well. And honestly, it was really cheap, and I don't think I could get a lot of money for it if I sold it, so that's another reason to keep it. But in the long run, I'm not really a collector as much as I'd like to be. Someday, maybe I'll be a millionaire and I can just keep everything. But until then, I have to sell stuff, and this, right now, is on the chopping block. I've got a buyer. I think I'm going to drop it off tomorrow. Wow. And I'm going to play my last few notes on it. So, again, don't pour out another one, but pour out the same one for my 3BSS, which is going away. It made some great sounds for me. Made me a good amount of money. And I'll see you guys next time.